Hey everybody, it's your buddy and pal Karnak, Serenity Wargaming and Explanations. Short video today. We're going to be looking at a Republic title for the Pelta. We're looking at the FB-88 title. And why is it a short video? Because it's a very, very simple card. But again, I always cover everything, so we're just going to run through the whole thing and we'll go over it. So how do you know this equips to the Republic Pelta? Well, if if the picture doesn't give it away, bottom left-hand corner of the card has the Pelta icon. Now, I do want to point out that the Republic Pelta is not the same as the Rebel Pelta. The Republic Pelta, the wings are closed, and the Rebel Pelta, the wings are open. A lot of people, though, will kind of like interchange them both just because, hey, you like variety, and it's one of those things that I can't officially endorse. I always have to say like, use the official model, but I don't think anyone really has an issue with changing out peltas in that manner, as long as they can prove that they own, the legal, requirements of doing that. But it's kind of nice to see some ships that are similar but yet a little bit different in that regard. But anyway, I'm off track. Let's focus on what we're doing. Okay, again, we know it equips to the Republic Pelta. Again, how can you tell that? Opposite corner from the ship icon, you'll see the Republic icon faction and its point cost, 4 points. And for FB-88, you'll see that little dot or bullet point in front of its name signifies it is unique. You can only have one FB-88. Before we get into the card, I just want to say like both the Pelta titles they're both really good, and they both have such great uses. And some people look at this like, oh, what, this upgrade, why is it 4 points, and why is it useful, etc. Again, we'll touch on that. We're going to go through the card. Okay. Before you reveal a command, you may discard your top command dial. Okay, so that's extremely similar to an officer upgrade card we all know and love, Skilled First Officer, which is also a before you reveal a command, you may discard this card to discard your top command dial. So with Skilled First Officer being 1 point, it's a one-time use. You have to discard the officer to get the effect. With FB-88, it's 4 points, but again, you can do this, essentially each time you go to activate the ship. So I feel like for 4 points, it's very reasonably costed. So again, in a nutshell, what is this accomplishing for you? Well, again, if you've got a command dial and you don't want it, you can throw it away and then reveal the next one. So it's exactly like Skilled First Officer in that sense. And some people are like, why would you want to do that? Well, because it essentially turns your command 2 Pelta into a command 1 Pelta. That is why it's worth a 4 point for 4 points. It's just like you get a command 1 Pelta. You can set any command you want for your Pelta. So let's say you set double navigations because you didn't think you need engineering for your second command, and then like, oh no, I actually do need engineering for projection experts or ComsNet or something. You just take that top command dial you had and like, you know what? Don't need it. Just throw it away. Reveal your next one. And it's just like for that amount of flexibility and just being able to react to what's happening in the board state. Yeah, it is just a fantastic card for your Peltas. There's no crazy interactions or anything going on here. I mean, everything that applies to Skilled First Officer applies for this upgrade as well. I do want to mention, though, that some people will be like, oh, before I reveal this command, I'm going to discard my top command dial. And since I'm discarding my top command dial, it also wipes like all my raid tokens. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. You have to intentionally discard your command dial to wipe raid. Like you have to choose an effect, right? You just can't be like, oh yeah, this one thing just resolves everything that ever could happen. It's like, nope. Game specifically calls out that you can't do that unless the card is very explicit in spelling that out. So yeah, FB-88, where is it great at? I mean, if you're bringing along your transport peltas, projection experts, I mean, they both can, they're both so good. It just depends on the needs of what you're looking for. Some folks like bringing the medical frigate just because of the squadron boost with the offensive retrofit, and they get a little bit more firepower. Some people just like the transport frigates because they're cheap and all they want to do is hand out tokens. It's interesting that the transport gets the defensive retrofit and the medical frigate doesn't. I, I don't think I've ever seen any defensive retrofits equipped onto the transport frigates ever. But again, we're talking about the title and its flexibility with the Pelta. The Pelta already has like a super strong defensive token suite with the evade, brace, redirect. It's just they're tough little boogers. And again, just having that flexibility of knowing you can always have the exact command that you want for your Pelta by equipping that title again for only 4 points is, to me, that's just totally worth it. That's the same thing like with was Relentless for the Imperials, right? Is that 3 points or 4 points? How much is Relentless? 3 points, and that turns your Command 3 ISD into Command 2, which is like, again, like anything that reduces your command value, and you are still able to set, those dots. It's just so much flexibility. It gives you so much more flexibility in the turn to turn moments. But anyway, that's the title. Again, nothing crazy going on. There's no like secret plays or anything like that. Typically, if I play Republic, which is rare, but it can happen, I'm usually either taking that title or I'm taking the other Pelta title, which gives you an additional evade token. And it just really helps beef up those Peltas. But Peltas, tough ships, great titles. But yeah, let me know where maybe if you found a specific strategy that you've used FB-88 in that you enjoy. But otherwise, appreciate you watching the video, and hey, I'll catch you next time. Quick shout out to the sponsors of the channel. Firstly, to Otherworld Events. Regardless if you're needing assistance for event managing, planning, organizing, how to even start, or just need specific ideas for what it is you're doing that you already have a plan for, Otherworld Events can help you out. Second, to Admiral Tater's Ship Shop. Admiral Tater's Ship Shop, while specializing in Star Wars Armada miniature items, also has X-Wing and Legion items. If you're looking to really get some great looking acrylics on the table, whether it be holders for your upgrade cards or tokens or acrylic tokens, and most importantly, you just want a perfect range ruler with no flaws or errors in it that's going to give you exact measurements every time, highly recommend Admiral Tater. It's the range rulers I use at tournaments. I know they're cut perfectly, they're going to range perfectly, and I'm going to get that best measurement every single time. Also, just look at everything they have available.